Hi, I'm Rose. I'm from Lead Hill, Arkansas. And a funny story for me about living in the rural communities. My husband and I came here from Oceanside, California. We bought a house. We were 2 days into the house and I was unpacking the kitchen and there was a knock on my door. And I opened the door and standing on my porch was a goat and a dog. They both had collars and the goat was knocking on my door. Their collars had name tags with the phone number of where they lived. And I said, oh my gosh, we have really arrived in Arkansas now. So I called and I told these people, your dog and your goat's on my front porch.
I'm Sharon Pierce from Mount Judy, and what's exciting about living in a small community for me is like 3 years ago, our clogging teacher just couldn't make it to the county Christmas parade, so she made her own Christmas parade. And we've had it for 3 years now, and some people say it's even larger than our county one. And it's in a small town. We just go from the fire station to the cafe and back, and it's really exciting.
Hello, I'm Mattie Allison from Marianna, which is a little small town outside of Fourche City and between Memphis. I moved from out in the country, I guess, what you would call out in Brick area, and went to Marianna, and I thought I was really going to a big city. But the population has dwindled now, but one of the exciting things for me is that out of our area, we have had a lot of famous people to come out that may be coming out of Marianna, and I'm glad to be a part of that. Our schools have produced some good students, and we are hoping to be in that number. Rodney Slater, Dennis Winston, Tim Reed, a lot of people have come from there that did real good. Ollie Neal and some first-time things. I was the first black city council woman in our area, and that really meant something to me. And I was the first woman president of our school board one time. So there's opportunity for you to do a lot of things in the Marianna, Lee County area. So come there and visit us sometime. Oh, I forgot about that famous Jones barbecue that won that award back here. That is from Lee County, and that barbecue is really good.
I'm Ladrina Howell. This is my husband, Titus Howell. We're from Lee County, which is in Marianna, Arkansas. I don't have anything funny, but the thing about what I like about the rural area is very tight-knit. Everybody knows everybody. I'm actually from a little community that's not a community. They call it Dansby. It's probably about 2 houses there. But that's where I was born and raised, and I enjoy, it's a lot of land, and I'm a nature person, so I enjoy the small town and the connection that we find in small towns. So that's what I like about the rural, because I'm a nature person, and Arkansas is the best place. Titus?
Thank you.
My name is Talitha Harden, and the one thing that I remember about living in Leslie is, or I like about living in Leslie, is basically I'm 5 generations deep on both sides, my mother and my father. And the one thing that we have going on in Leslie, a small town, is several years ago our sheriff was asleep in a car and his brother-in-law wanted to play a joke on him, so he covered up the car with the tarp so he continued to sleep because he thought it was still dark. And I'm not real sure how long that took him to wake up, but it is a known joke that, you know, you can play a trick on the sheriff in Searcy County. There are other jokes like that, such as chivalry when a couple gets married. There's numerous situations of couples being handcuffed to light poles and having to be pushed across bridges and wheelbarrows. So only in small towns can you get away with stuff like that. So memories like that is why I enjoy living in small town Arkansas.
We represent Fourche Valley, and this is the story of how Fourche Valley got its name. Back in the early 1500s, when DeSoto was traveling through Arkansas, and by the way, he left pigs behind, which became the Arkansas Razorbacks, he had a couple of Frenchmen with him, a father and a son. And as he was traveling up what we now call the Fourche River, they would come to shoals and have to get out and push the boat. The son's name was Lafay. The father couldn't speak plainly, so he would yell back, "Fourche, Lafay, Fourche."
Is that true?
Elaine. My name is Clyde Williams. I'm from Elaine. I'm president of the Marvel Elaine School Board, and my story is that Elaine has finally gotten something to produce some positive action, and that is we are starting a theatrical play that's going to be called Swamp Gravy. It's not going to be called Swamp Gravy, but we'll getting our instruction from Swamp Gravy. We has done a recital part of the play already, and thanks to RCA that we are on our way to doing positive things in Elaine to make Elaine look up again. You know, when I was growing up, going to school in Elaine, I had an old Dodge truck, and that truck had a 318 3-speed, and it would outrun everything but one thing. It was a guy down there had a blue 352 Ford truck, and it was brand new compared to my truck, and he beat me. But I always tore up rear ends, burnt up tires, and I also wrecked it.
Working on their presentations. It's a flurry of activity. This is bonus video. We're at the annual conference.
Eudora, a great place to be. Eudora is my hometown, my place of refuge, my place of joy. Eudora is the catfish capital of the world. Did you know that? We have more catfish farms than anywhere in the world. Eudora, come and see.
Been in the area. In fact, in the cemetery close to our house, there are 6 generations buried there. And I was born there in '49. We left the area, and about '54 I met my husband out in California, and when he retired in '90 we moved back to the area. He and I moved back to the area, and he is now mayor of Norfork, and I'll let him talk about his Norfork.
I think probably, you know, the reason that we came back is there's a key word up on the wall, rural. We love the rural area. When you work for a large corporation like I did, General Motors, you don't have a chance to live in a rural area. You live in big cities. And coming back and there for a while I was known as Vera's husband because she was born at Old Joe, okay? And I was almost ashamed to say that I came from California, but I love California, okay? I don't love some of the things that are happening, but at any rate. I just recently attended a 2-day meeting about our historic territorial courthouse called the Wolf House. It's a very unique building. We're trying to get it on the National Register, and they have been working on it for 2 years. National Park Service came in for the 2nd or 3rd time, and it's a very tough sell, but it is a log building that is the best in the United States for what it represents. It's on the original site at the confluence of the Norfork River and the White River when back in the day when it was built, the way you got to that area was up the rivers. The way they got their supplies was up the rivers, okay? The Wolf family was heavily involved in politics in those days, and they'd have to ride horseback from Norfork all the way up to Little Rock, or down to Little Rock, being south. And so we're trying to get that on the National Register. It is a very unique building, and the only way that the little town of Norfork with 511 people can and the county of Baxter County, the only way we can keep and maintain that building and have it open to the public is to get some outside help.
With the loss of the school in Paron, there was a desperate need for community, a community place to be, which is why so much effort was put out in trying to convince the school district to let us keep the high school building for community. And after 5 years, it's been slow going, but we've managed to put together activities, 4-H, Girl Scouts, the beginnings of a library, a kitchen, and we have daily activities in the building. So it's slow, but it's happening. We moved to Paron, a very small community in Elaine County, for the school district actually, before it was consolidated for our daughter. After the consolidation, it became important to me to create a community where Lily could have a positive place to be with good options as far as activities and community things. So we put together, we work with the community center and other programs in Elaine County to bring that to our kids up there. Of course, you know, Lily was our focus, and it just kind of grew from wanting to have the best for her. So that's why we chose the small community. That's why we stay.
I'm from Plainview Rover, and I work hard to try to keep the community active because we did lose our school, and we really have no local control to our school anymore. So it's hard for the parents and the grandparents to feel a part of the school because, you know, we're really not accepted into the decisions of the school's making process anymore. And so we really are franchised, but we are trying to do some small community things, but it's still hard because of the issues with the new school district. That's it.
And I moved to a small community known as Stevens, Arkansas. I moved there 30 years ago, and I married a man there from there, and he's now the mayor. And we're working very, very hard to bring a lot of more interest into our community. I love the things that are going on now. We're maintaining our school district, even though our numbers are not where we would like for them to be. We've done several things in the community. We're building a community center now. We're also improving the water lines in our community. We have an old bridge that was known as the Federal Bridge, and the Federal gave that bridge to us, and now we call that a walking bridge. So we have trees and flowers on that bridge and benches, so we're just really enjoying our community. Thank you.
Hi, we're from Dermott, where our mayor is currently Floyd Gray, and our population is 3,733. We have a public school, a Piggly Wiggly, no Fred's because it burned down, 2 gas stations, a post office, and a library, and 2 banks.
I moved to Dermott from California in the 9th grade, and Tisha was one of the first people that I met in the hallway. We didn't get along well at first, but over the years, you know, we became friends. This is my best friend.
Hi, my name is Tanya Broadnax. I moved to Dermott, Arkansas 5.5 years ago, and I love it. I love the people here, but when I first moved here, I had to learn how to slow it down, my speech, things that I wanted to do, stop being so aggressive, because a lot of people thought I was very aggressive when I first moved here. But there's nothing I wouldn't trade about it. Now I work for Rural Community Alliance because when I first came here, I realized that the community needed a lot of help, and a lot of people from the bigger cities are very aggressive in their speech and their approach to different programs, and we speak up and we email and we have that approach. So what I'm learning now is to slow it down, come together as a group in a community, and then we express our concerns and what we would like to do to better our communities. Rural Community Alliance. What?
Hi, I'm Homer Hobson, a retired educator after 42 years. I had retired and was at home, and the mayor's job came open, and I decided that I'd run for mayor. So now I've been mayor of Waldo since November the past year, and it's a learning experience, but I've enjoyed it. I work daily trying to improve the community of Waldo. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zach Weaver, and I'm from the Bruno-Pyatt community. My first impressions on Bruno-Pyatt and the surrounding communities were that there's really nothing out there and that it's in the middle of nowhere. The Bruno-Pyatt school is located in the middle of pastures, and you just look out the window and all you see is cows, and where I come from, it's different. Coming from a larger school to a smaller school, I personally liked it, and the school, Bruno-Pyatt, was a community. Everybody knew each other in one way or another, and everybody was related. And when I first went there, I didn't think that there would be like a lot of technology or anything, but I was surprised, and I was kind of glad because they were up to date on what was going on, and they had internet, and we were able to research stuff. We were able to go online and learn about stuff, and some of our teachers actually used the internet for learning, and it was just an overall good experience and a great community. Even though there's nothing there, you had the school still, and all the basketball games that everybody came to, the sporting games, everybody was family. And it's just overall, it was small, but it was a great community.
I'm Phyllis McNair from Alpena, and the funniest thing that happened in our little town was we have two little ladies, elderly ladies, one's 86 and one's 84, that worked at our city hall / tourist information center. So YouTube did come to Alpena, and they set their satellite up and their cameras and everything, and they videoed the little ladies and told them they were going to be on TV. So one of them, they showed the picture of the 86-year-old and said she was the mayor of our little town, and showed our old buildings. And so anyway, it was really funny when we did watch it on YouTube. So that's about the funniest thing that happened in our town.
I'm Wanda Peak. I'm from Doddridge, Arkansas, and we are very excited in our little town. This is not necessarily so funny, except that we had a baby about 6 months old there to see the ferry come in, and then we had a lady about, I think she's 90, 92. So we had a wide range of age to come to our little park area where we're putting the barge and the tug, and that all finally came together yesterday, and we're very excited about having that in our little park.
I'm Audrey Caldwell, and the ferry that they showed yesterday, I did work on there for 13 and a half years. And the funniest thing, it wasn't real funny at the time, but we went to work one morning about 5:30 in the morning. You walk down to the river, there's no boat. Oh! Someone had turned it loose, and it was down near Shreveport.
Oh boy!
So it wasn't that fun at the time, but you know, after it's kind of funny.
Oh.
Hello, I'm Mike Rodriguez, and we live in Bradley. It's a small community, and they asked me to say something funny about it. It's not so funny maybe, but it's kind of cute, but kind of, I don't know what it is, but we have a parade. It's for Bradley Conway Days, and it's a tractor parade. There's a bunch of tractors that come riding through town on the parade, and I think that's kind of funny, but it's kind of cute too.
Hi, I'm Cherie Rodriguez, and I am thankful and blessed at Bradley Elementary. We love our school, we adore our school, we love our teachers here and the community. It has blessed our family. Amen.
My name is Richard Harris. I'm from Kiblah, Arkansas. Just a little small town there. We basically call it a retirement community because I guess about the youngest family around is probably on the average of 50, and the oldest is probably be 90, about 92. And we just, I guess our biggest activity would be getting together at our community center and having a cookout. I think that's about what my community does.